Hi there and welcome to Fullmediamotion. First episode, I'm Connor and this is Louis. Now if you're watching this and you're one of the 5 people who actually decided to do it, you're either retarded, moderately intelligent, good evening, how are you, or a gamer, what's up? Unlikely. That's my brand. You need to stop that. Okay, so outpost. We're in the Middle East with a secrets man in a pub hiring soldiers. You know that happens every time when you're on a Friday night. You find a group of men in the background wielding guns and army gear and say, hey, you want a job? And they go, nay, bother. The police don't bother. Of course. Anyway, after a journey in the crapmobile, speaking of crapmobile, didn't need that. Yeah. Do you know anything about this movie?
You're humming my balls?
Yeah, funny joke. You kind of need that.
We know nothing of this movie at all. Consult the notepad.
Anyway, after a journey in the crapmobile, attached, we get a slight scene about tactical gibberish and, for supposed professionals, a very tense journey through a forest in loose formation.
Lots of trees, lots of annoying people, lots of rolling about in the mud.
And for military people, no formation. Now, and they seem of reasonable standards, until you're given a cheap fright. Now everyone knows what a cheap fright is. You're sitting in the movie, there's this big run up and then there's a loud noise. Cue. And then there's a big fright and fuck all happens. And you're standing in your seat.
Something bad's going to happen.
And you're thinking, fuck you. Fuck you, movie. Fuck you. Now, Outpost, to sum up its plot, Middle East, COD 5.
More to the COD 5.
Indeed. Nazi zombies, anyone. Sorry for that plot spoiler. We'll need to put up with the big red.
Yeah.
Blood spoiler.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Get away from this video!
Long story short, someone hired by the CIA goes to the Middle East on a hunt for German treasures of science which have been forgotten and left in an abandoned outpost in the middle of nowhere, hence the name. Now, he goes to the Middle East, hires a group of soldiers and then goes gunning for them without realising that he's about to be murdered by Nazi zombies from beyond the grave.
It's very hot, I'm taking off my jacket.
You're just hot away. Anyway, after this, everyone is picked off one by one in a series of gruesome attacks before we're left with 2 or 3 left who decide to go on an attack against invulnerable Nazi zombies from beyond the grave.
I mean, what the hell? What are you planning on doing? Hitting them with sticks? You're not going to get very far.
So, Major spoiler! Major spoiler? Sounds like an action figure, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But like General Fuck Bucket. You'll see attached.
I see attached. I'm pointing to him. His new name is General Fuck Bucket. I'm Blubbernuts.
So why don't you tell us a bit about the characters, Louis?
Yeah, because you don't know anything. You didn't care to watch the film all the way through, did you?
I did. I just don't care enough about them to, know about them. They're basically 2-dimensional characters. Let's be serious.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, number 1, the scientist man who hired them all in the bar.
The secrets man.
Yeah, kind of creepy guy. Didn't even offer him a beer.
I mean, come on, just Englishman.
Yeah.
Always the English evil.
I think he's American, actually.
Is he?
I don't know.
He sounds
English.
English.
We'll probably go back and look at that, shouldn't we? Yeah. Right, we've got him. His name is Hunt. We don't know his first name because he's a secrets man. Okay, he hires a squad off of DC. We don't know his real name, but he's just called DC. He's number 3, by the way.
America. He doesn't, he's Scottish.
He isn't Scottish, he's actually from the east of England.
Fuck you.
You missed your fingers there. Him and his second in command, Pryor, he's a really annoying shit-headed American who we all hate.
Everyone hates him.
Yeah, so they get $5 grand a piece to go and hire a squad. So the squad, this consists of the craziest people ever. You've got Sputnik, the Russian man.
Ooh, he looks a bit like Vin Diesel.
He looks a lot like Vin Diesel, just with a little bit more of a beard and a little bit of a weird...
And about, 200 pounds less muscle.
I don't think he's actually Russian.
No.
Yeah, the accent's too fake.
True.
We have the African man whose name I can't remember.
Who funnily enough, seems to be the only person who they tried any plot development, or rather character development at all. Okay, it failed, but they tried.
I just add, if any of you have noticed, I've been sticking my middle finger to the camera this whole time. Just noticing it myself. We'll continue on with the video. Right, so next they have Jordan, who's like, is personally my favourite character because he's Scottish and he... No, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't
humming my balls! That's all that needs to be said.
No, that's the Irish guy that says that. He's McKay.
Oh, you're humming my balls.
Right.
Yeah.
I get confused with these people.
Okay, probably my favourite line off him is, oh, stop the fucking bus. We'll attach that later. Then we have the Irishman himself, McKay, who's humming people's balls. Pretty much.
See attached. The most appropriate thing to say when you see a Nazi zombie shot through the head and he stands up, you're humming my balls! It's a classic, does it every time. They'll stop
every time. It's going to be inserted here. You're not going to hear us saying that, so I'm just going to ramble
You'd think
on.
we were a sex website with a amount of attachments going on here.
Yeah, there's a lot of attachments here. I can't think of anything else to say, how about you?
Okay, as far as character development goes, we get the black man. The token black man. They're always there in every film nowadays because it's not politically correct unless you've got one ethnicity. Although, to be perfectly honest, they do have quite a lot of ethnicities in this because apparently most of the groups are made of people from all over the world.
Yeah,
you have an Irishman, an Englishman, a Scottishman, an American,
would this be a good time to make a joke about people jumping off planes?
Probably not. Not in this day and age, in this planet.
So a black man walks into a bar. Okay.
This has been blacked by the FDA.
Says ow.
Sorry. Anyway, our token black man has 2
You think I'm kidding on by that? That actually really hurt. You actually punched me.
It does it to me all the time.
You talk to a camera, you stupid camera woman.
It's still rolling, we're going to cut all this shit
We're not cutting this out, this is funny. Ow! Stop hitting my nose! Okay, enough.
What's this pish?
Anyway. Back to reality.
Our token black man has 2 points of character development through the entire film. One's where we hear about how he was a child soldier who wielded an AK-47 from the age of 9, which is kind of scary. I can just imagine all the wee yobs in Scotland running about with AK-47s. Oh man, these are gobstoppers! Wow. Now, the other point of plot...
Our audience is pretty darn good. That doesn't sound effects, this is our audience. Can't get much better than that, we didn't have cards.
And our second point of plot development from our token black man is actually a rather valid point, where he says, we gave up the right to a clean death when we killed people who had beliefs. See attached.
Attachment.
Moving on.
Yeah, so then we have these weird SS zombie guys. We're not actually sure what they are.
They're faceless because apparently SS people had faces. They were so ugly after their training that they had their faces surgically cut off and then coloured in with Sharpie.
Then they find pleasure in poking people's eyes out.
See attached.
There are a lot of attachments. Less and less attachments. Our camera woman's going to pee. We should probably stop making jokes.
We could make one of these attachments a toilet.
Yeah! What the hell is going on here? Fuck you! Epic fail!
So, to sum up the movie. Louis.
It's a great movie, but the plot kind of sucky. I like the script though, the writing's got a perfect blend of comedy and horror.
Indeed.
I mean, you've got random scenes with people saying, you're humming my balls, and then you've got scenes with people poking their eyes out and getting their heads squished against walls.
It breaks up the eeriness with a few jokes, but then gets right back in there with the tension. It has good overall entertainment qualities, but I think it would benefit from a bigger budget.
I like the sound though.
The music
is epic.
Awesome.
And then when you add the siren at the end of it.
I love klaxons.
I love klaxons. It's that klaxon noise here on Connor's face. Anyway. Okay, we should probably end this right now because we're not going to stop anytime soon. So.
Indeed.
So rate, comment, subscribe. Get back to us next week or in the next 10 minutes.
Get back to us, fools.